me know if you can hear me. I'm just trying to set up things here. I had a lot of technical issues today. So just give me a moment while I set up things for you. Whew. Yeah, didn't plan it the way it's today. So yeah, just give me a moment. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, I'm gonna wait for a few people to join. Okay.
Our new EV rental fleet is the
Sorry about that. I'm just okay. Oh wow, why is it done? Okay. Okay, so you guys see my video in opposite. So I need to do this, right, for you so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. Oops, sorry about that. Okay. Okay. Hello, Dwayne. Can you hear me? And how does my screen look? Is it like, yeah. Okay, good to know that you can hear me. Yeah, I had so many. Hi, Elizabeth. I had so many issues today. Oh my gosh, it's been the worst live ever. I haven't done so much live, just few of them, but I can tell this was the worst ever. So yeah, just give me a few minutes to calm down. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So thank you for joining me. Hi, Roslyn. Hi. So I'm gonna use some Sunny Studio products today that we have in our store. I'm just gathering all the things. I'm just gonna show you what I'm gonna use before I start creating. Okay. Yep. So, and before I show you all my products, I just want to first talk to you something about our website. So, for a lot of people whom you do not know, we have a website. It's crescentcreation.com. And we have started a Embellish Wednesday deal every week where we put few of the embellishments on sale, or which is almost 30 to 40% on sale. So yes, yeah, Elizabeth, I don't know why my stream is still portrait, so I'll try to be in the view when I'm coloring and everything so that you guys can see me what I'm doing. I will try to be in screen. I don't know why my video is still in portrait. Give me a minute. Let me check if I can change it. I don't know if I can change it. Yeah, everything is going really. Yeah, I did not plan for this. So yes, give me a minute. Let's see if I can figure it out. If I can do something about this portrait mode. I don't know if I can, but I'll try. Okay. Does anyone know how can I do it? Yeah. Okay, just seeing and trying to. Okay, I don't know. I don't think I can fix it right now. So only thing I can do is I will be in I will be in screen. I will try to be in screen as much as possible so that you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm so sorry about this. I will try to be better next time. Yes, yes, Elizabeth. It can be such a pain in the, you know where. Yeah. So yeah, I was talking about the sale on our website. So we do have sale every week on Wednesday. It's called Embellish Wednesday. And here we have few of the embellishments that's on sale currently, which is today. So it stays only for a day, 24 hours. So the sale will be done by 11:59 p.m. PST. So here are a few of the embellishments that are on sale today, and you will find all the links and everything in the description box below. It's currently there, so you can check them out. So we have this was one of our newly released embellishment, which was from this January release. So here you can see all the beautiful sentiment hearts. So I'm just going to quickly show you all these embellishments, and then I'm going to move to creating. Here is another one which is called Shiny Hearts embellishment. It was again in our new release from January. So this is like these shiny pastel hearts. They're really cute. And I recently did some videos, did a video. I created some treat pockets, which I just uploaded. I think you can find it on my channel. I uploaded it yesterday, I think, or day before yesterday. So here you can see how this looks. Here are the hearts. So here, this is the treat pocket that I created. And here is the shiny hearts. So yeah, and then we have this love letter hearts, which has these pink and red hearts with love written on them. Another one is this mixed heart clay bits. It's from our last year's release. So here we have some of these hearts with love, XOXO, sweet kiss written on each of these hearts, and these have more of a pastel color. So that's there. Then we have these pastel hearts clay bits, which is just heart clay bits with beautiful colored hearts, all pastel colors. We also have this Valentine Hearts clay bit on sale, which is this mix of red, white, and pink hearts. We also have some of the jewels in sale. So this is here, Queen of the Night Jewels. I love these black rhinestones. They look so cute on your cards. So this is here. And we also have a group on Facebook called the Crescent Creation Show and Tell group. And if you join the group there, and you can let us know what embellishments or products you want us to put on sale, and we can see if we can bring them on sale. So yeah, if you want to do that, you can just join the group and give us some recommendations each week, and we'll try to bring those products that you want on sale on the following Wednesday or after that. So yes, so we talk about all the sales and what we're going to do in that group. So please join us there. I will drop in the link. I forgot to drop in the link about that. So I will drop in the link later once my live is done. So for today's video, I am going to use few of these Sunny Studio stamps to create some cards. So I'm thinking of creating 2 cards. And I'm going to use these Passinate Penguins stamp set. This will be my focal point, like my focal images. So the penguins will be my focal images here. So I'm going to use this. I just love all these cute penguins. So I already have stamped and die cut this penguins, 2 penguins in the car. They are so super cute. So I'm going to use this. And I also have one of these here, this penguin from the stamp set. And then from this stamp set, Critters on the Go, I have I have stamped and die cut this hoverboard. You call it a hoverboard, right? Or what? Skateboard, right? Sorry. I am bad with names. So this one here, I have stamped and already die cut them. I'm gonna color them with you. So yeah, that's there. And I just wanted to say, so here what I'm going to do is I'm actually not using any of the critters from this stamp set, the Critters on the Go. I'm actually using the penguins from the Passinate penguin stamp set with this all these bikes. So you can actually mix match your stamp sets to create a different look. So I'm going to use the penguin, and I'm going to use the skateboard from Critters of the Go and add this and create a scene like this. So yeah, that's there. And I also have this image from the Heart Bouquet stamp set. So I'm going to use this too in one of the cards. So I'll start coloring. I'll start with coloring first. I'm going to use Copic markers today because that's what I do. That's my favorite coloring medium. I always tend to go to Copic markers. And I've decided to color this particular image using some 80, 85 and 89 markers. So I'm using R89, R85, R83 and R81 Copic markers today. So let me just keep it so that you guys can see what colors I'm using. So I'm going to start with my R89 and I'm going to add some darker shadows. Yeah. And just working. I'm not coloring all the balloons in different colors. I'm just sticking to one, but you totally can use different colors and color each balloon in different colors. You can you can very well have rainbow colors here. So, but for the purpose of live, I'm keeping it simple so that I don't mess up, because somehow I tend to mess up when I'm on camera. Yeah. So just there, adding some shadows with my R89. Yeah, you will feel slowly that as I'm starting to craft, you can hear in my voice that I'm calming down slowly. Yeah, I get really nervous if I know that I'm talking on camera or in public, and this is like talking in public. I know no one is really talking to me, but I know you guys are watching, and that really makes me nervous somehow. Next, I'm moving on to R85 and just blending that R89 that I added and just moving the color a little bit more. R89 is pretty dark, so I will have to come back and add a second layer with my R85 here once I'm done with all the markers. I'm just going to show you how I do that. But I like the contrast that the R89 adds. It just makes that very beautiful dark shadows that you really look when you're coloring the images, and it just brings out the image a little bit more. So don't be afraid to use darker colors when you're coloring with your Copic markers. That's what brings the drama in your images. So here, just working and coloring my R89, and while I'm coloring, I'm just trying to see what's going on in the chat. Okay. Yes, Dwayne, I get really anxious. On lives. It's hard for me. Yes, but I'm learning. I'm slowly doing better, I guess. That is one of the reasons I think I just quit doing lives. I was kind of scared to go live. we were doing these live sessions with my friend Gitanjali and me, and I think we did pretty good, but somehow uh, it just didn't work. I was like, okay, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I am cut out for this. But I mean, but I want to come out and talk to you guys and interact more with you guys. So what better way than having live videos here on YouTube? Next, here I'm using R83 and I'm just blending the R85 here and moving a little bit more inside, trying to fill in the heart, but still I have a little bit of space left for my last color, which is R81. So you can see the colors are blending better, and few of the hearts are really tiny, so I will just have a little bit of that white space for my lightest color. Okay, so almost there. And now I'm gonna move to R81 and just fill in the rest of the hearts and blend that R83. Okay. So you can see that most of the colors are nicely blended, but here I just wanted to point out why it's needed that you want to go and add a second layer of color, because you can see, you still see these sharp lines. So you want to avoid that, and to blend that and get a more blended look, you want to add a second layer. Oops, I forgot this whole heart here, huh? Okay, I'm gonna color that too. But I'm not using my R89 anymore because it's a very dark color and I already have the dark color here. So I don't want to add any more darkness to this image. So I'm just directly going for my second layer of color. I'm directly going with R85. So I'm just gonna go over as trying to blend the colors a little bit more. And this will be more quicker. This layer would be a more quicker layer. I'm not gonna work too much, try to stay away from the edges. So the R markers tend to bleed a little more than compared to all other markers. So you wanna, when you're adding a second layer, your paper is literally very saturated and you do not want to go near the edges a lot, because that's when the color will bleed and you will have a lot of color on your white borders. So you do not want that. And for that, stick to the centers and the paper will do the work for you. It will move the color and the ink, and the paper will do the blending for you. So you do not have to go and touch all the edges and everything when you are adding your second layer. Now I am moving to R81 and just blending the color here quickly. So this time you can see I'm going very fast here, not even bothering to cover all the areas, and this looks good to me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly color this heart, which I forgot. And since this is the front heart, I'm just adding some shadows with my R89, going back with my R85 and just blending it. Next, R83. And lastly, I'm going to use my R81 and just blend everything. Yeah. Just going to go back here. I added a very less amount of R89, so I'm just going back. Looks like it's blended too much. So whenever you feel like it's blended a lot, you can go with your darker color in the second layer, but I don't do that very often. So going back with R85 here. Next is R83. And lastly, R81. And this image is all done. So I'm going to keep this aside and work on this cute, really cute image of these two penguins. So I'm going to go ahead and close all my markers and take in my, so I'm thinking, so what I'm actually planning to do today is I'm trying to create a more clean and simple card. So I'm gonna, for my first card, I'm planning to have the penguins, and one of the penguin will be holding the balloons, the heart balloons here. And I'll just ink up the back of this area, leaving the rest of the space on my card completely white. So that's my plan. And I'm thinking the background to be having a little bit of green kind of color, showing just the back. And so I'm thinking to color the car in blue because the penguins will be all gray. So I'm thinking of coloring the cars in blue, the car in blue. So for this, I'm using the B markers. I'm using B28, B26, and B24 Copic markers today. I'll start again with my darker marker here, which is my B28, and adding colors in the areas where I want the shadows to be. So here, just in these corners, all these areas. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dwayne. Okay, so there you go. Here, just adding the darker colors, just going at the bottom. And in here. Thank you, Dwayne. Yeah, I thought so too. I thought the blue would look good with all the red and the green background that I'm planning to add. I thought the blue would look good. So here. I'm gonna add some cool gray markers in these areas. So I'm just thinking where else should I add the blue? Maybe in this here and this area here. So yeah, this looks good to me. I'll come back and add the color if needed. So next is B26, which is my medium color here. I also like to use, in this color combination, I also like to use B29. Currently my B29 is dried up and I don't have a refill. I have to order some refills for that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and order that and then use it, because I think B29 adds that really nice contrast similar to the R89 in this balloon one. So yeah, if you are using this color combination, try to use B8, 29, 28, 26, and 24. So that gives you that nice dark contrast that you're looking for. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and add B24 here and just fill in the areas. Okay, I'll just go ahead and do this part too. Just with the B24 here. I forgot this area here with B26, so I'm just gonna go use my B26 in this part. And then the B24 here. Okay, that looks good. You can even use the B24 just around the lights. Well, I could have used cool gray too. It could be the middle area, but well, yeah, I think both of them will look good. So I'll just go back with my B26 and try and blend this area a little bit more to get a good blend around here in these areas. Note again, I'm not going with my darker color here, the B28. I'm just directly going with B26, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and blend this whole thing with my lightest color, which is B24. So I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly do that here. Yeah, and that's it. So let me go grab my cool gray markers, which I forgot to get. So for the tires, let me close these here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put away the B markers, and I'm gonna go ahead and color the tires. So I'm using C10 and C9 for the tires of the car. So I'm using C10 here, just at the area here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use my C9 and fill in the rest of the area. And just get that nice coloring here. If you want more contrast, you can go for a lighter shade like C8 or C7. I think I wanted these areas to be dark, so I just went with C10 and C9. You don't get a lot of contrast here, but I just like the look. And now I'm gonna go ahead and use C3 for the metal parts in the car, and C1 and C00. So here I'm using my C3 and just adding the darker shadows. Since this area is very small, you want to go with the very tip of your brush and add very fine lines, or you'll just cover the whole area with the darker shade, which you do not want. So yeah, that sometimes it's hard for me. I'm a very heavy-handed artist. When it comes to coloring, I tend to go very heavy hand. So I have to remind myself to go lightly in these teeny tiny areas. So here I'm just going over with C1 and blending the colors. And then lastly, I'll come in with C00 and fill in the area and just so. I'm also gonna color the glass here, the looking glass, the side mirrors with the same color. So here I'm just using C3 as my darker marker, then C1, and then C00. And that almost finishes my car. I just have to add some color to the headlights. And I'm thinking about some orange color here, like more like a lighter orange kind. So I think I'm gonna use YR16 and YR15 here. So I'm using just YR16 towards the outer side from both sides. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and quickly add YR15. And that's it. So that finishes my car. Let me just go ahead and close all these markers, or they're gonna dry on me. So let me see in the chat. Oh. It's taking a bit of pattern. Cards. Oh, you guys crochet too, Elizabeth and Dawn? You guys, sorry, I have been saying your names wrong. It's Dawn, right? Not Dwayne's. I'm so sorry. So, yeah. So, let me tell you just once again, thank you for joining me in the live. I really appreciate all of you guys being here. So now I'm gonna go ahead and color the penguins. I'm using some warm gray markers. I'm using W9, W7 for the darker parts of my penguin. Oh, I'm sorry, so sorry to hear that, Jeannie. Are you having some trouble? Sorry, I do not know what's going on, so just wanted to know. So here, just using my W9 marker. And just adding shadows to the inside part. And in this area here, for my second penguin. And I hope you feel better, Janine. Here. And a little bit in these areas. So it's a little tricky area to understand where to add the color. So just yep, that looks better. Yeah, I think so, yes. Then I'm using W7 here and just adding in the colors. This is one thing, you know, I never learned how to crochet. I know a lot of things. I do clay modeling, I have done jewelry making and all those things, but I have never learned how to crochet. That is one thing my mom really wanted to teach me, but she didn't have the patience to teach me. So yeah, I never learned that. My mom can crochet very beautifully, but yeah, I do not know anything about it. So there goes the darker areas for my penguins here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and close my marker here and use some lighter warm gray markers. I'm using W00 and W3 markers for my lighter areas of the penguin. Adding W3. If you hear some noise at the background, that's just my husband. I work in my garage, so my craft area is set up in my garage. And he is at home today. Yeah. So that's him opening the door and closing the door of the garage. Okay, so that's W3, and I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly add W00 in the rest of the area and just try and finish this guy faster. I don't want you to keep you guys for very long. So that's that. I'm just gonna add a little bit of YR15 to these penguins here. And I'm just thinking, what color should I add for the bow for this penguin? Should I go with the same R markers for the bow, or should I use some other color? Please, suggestions, please. So, and I'm gonna use the, meanwhile, you suggest I'm gonna use the cool gray markers here to color the steering wheel of my car. So I'm just using C10 and C9 here. To color the steering wheel. So yeah, that's done. Yeah, so what color should I go with? Maybe a green color? What do you guys suggest? Red and oranges you used in the lights, maybe pull it together. Yeah, I think, so we already have the orange going on because of the headlights and the penguin's mouth. I'm thinking maybe green, because I'm gonna use the green color for the background in my car. So maybe green would look good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some lighter greens. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use some lighter greens here. I'm thinking of YG06 and YG01 here. So I'm not gonna make it very dark, like more like lighter colors. So let's see if that looks good. And just filling in the area with YG01. So that finishes this. Let me know if you guys like this with the green. So this is how it's gonna go on the card. So I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly color the rest of the two images. They are really small, so I'll not take a whole lot of time to color these two images here. And so I'm just gonna use my warm markers again to color this cute penguin. So going back, I'm using W9 here, adding shadows with W9. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use W7. And since it is a little bigger image, I'm gonna bring in a third color here. That image here, this was really teeny tiny, and I did not have a whole lot of space, but here I do have space, and I think I can fit in a third color and give this color, this image a more contrast. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring W6 after my W7 and just add that to get a more nice contrast here. So so that's there. Coloring this part of the hand. Oops, why did I close W9? Okay, so here W9, W7, and W6. So that's there. And for the lighter areas, again, I'm gonna go ahead with W00 and W3. So that's there. So I'm just adding W3 here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and use my W00 and blend the colors here just quickly. If you want, you can use an in-between color like W1 or W2 in here. But I just like some, because I want this area to be nice and white. I don't want it to blend too much. I'm keeping my lighter grays very minimal, giving a good nice shadow with a little darker gray, and then just blending everything with the very light gray to keep that white going on. And I'm gonna use my R83 to just add some nice rosy cheeks to this penguin and blend that with W00. I'm gonna use YR15 to color the feet and the nose or the beak of this penguin. I'm not adding any shadows there, just using one color, and that finishes my penguin here. And for the skateboard, I'm thinking to use the green markers that we took out earlier. Or maybe, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the green. So I'm using the YG06 as the darker marker and YG01 as my lighter. Hey Heather, how are you? So that is it for my coloring today. I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly remove all my markers, just closing the caps here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and remove the markers and work on the background. So yep. I'm just keeping all the markers in here so that they're not flying everywhere on my work surface. I like to have something like this so that it's contained in one area. So now I'm gonna work on the background. So I'm gonna take out one of my mats. And here I already have these two white cardstocks that I have cut. So here are the two white cardstocks. I'm gonna start with one. So this cardstock here measures 4 by 5.5 inches. So it is not 4 4.25, but it's a little smaller, so 4 by 5.5 inches. And I'm gonna use some post-it tapes, or should I say some okay, I'm just going and grabbing my washi tapes. I'm not able to find my post-it tape, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use my washi tape here, and I'm bringing some blending brushes. So give me a minute. And I'm gonna use some oxides today to create my background. So I'm thinking of using twisted citron for my background, so for the green part, and I'm thinking to add a little bit of road. So I'm gonna use maybe black soot. Yeah, so black soot and twisted citron. So here is my washi tape. Let me just go ahead and add that. Just making sure it does not just tear my page. So here, just adding the washi tape at the bottom. I don't want the complete, I want a little bit of white at the bottom. So here I just masked that area a little bit. And I want a nice clean road. So here I'm just gonna go ahead and mask it here like this. And now I'm gonna use my black soot, the stress oxide ink, and my blending brush and add the road. So just blending, bringing the colors from both sides, both the edges, and I'm gonna have a little lighter shade at the center. So I'm just working from both sides, bringing the color to the inside, making sure both edges are dark, And as I come inside, it's gonna be nice and light to get a nice highlighted road. So that's there. So when you're removing your post-it tapes or any of your washi tapes, okay, yeah, my washi tape is taking out my paper, so let's see if I can save it. Yep, it is. Wow, okay, it is tearing my paper. Okay, not on camera. Okay, okay. Yeah, everything that can go wrong today is going wrong today, so yeah. Let's see if I can fix that. But I'm not gonna go ahead and use a new paper, so let's see if I can fix that for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my washi tape back so that I can just try and fix those areas for me and make sure that my washi tape is not tearing my paper here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and go back and add some color to this area. I am okay with a little bit of tear showing. I guess it just adds more character to your card. What do you guys think? Should I go ahead and use a different background, or should I just go ahead and keep using this? Maybe I can just turn it. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it. And this time I'm just being a little more, hold on, let me find something else that will help me not tear my card front. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, instead of using these tapes, since I'm not able to find my post-it tape, I'm gonna go ahead and use these full sticky post-it notes. So I know for sure that these are not gonna tear my cardstock. So yep, there you go. And on this side, so yeah, okay. So now again, going back with black soot and just adding the color for the excuse me. So there you go. Okay, moment of truth, people. Okay, so here, okay, this is much better than the earlier version, and I'm just gonna go ahead and add this so that I can go ahead and do the green part. So here, when you're adding this post-it note, if you do not want that white line showing, when you're adding this, just add it a little below, not directly on that black line, but just a little below, so that you can you see you can see a little bit of that black ink that I just added. So that's the trick to get a seamless blend instead of having that white in between showing. So that's what just a little bit. So now I'm gonna go ahead and use my Twisted Citron color here, and just, so I'm using my Twisted Citron and I'm just adding color here to the background. And here I'm just gonna keep it dark at the bottom, and as I go up, it's gonna be light. So I'm not gonna go ahead and color the whole thing, but just a little bit. And that's it. I don't think I'm gonna go any more further. Excuse me. So yeah, that looks good. I can go a little bit more here at the bottom, just making sure that the bottom is nice and dark. If you want, you can even use more Lawn Distress Oxide ink to make this area even more darker and get this nice contrast. But I think I like this, so I'm just gonna leave it as is here. So this is how it looks, and we can just go ahead and add these two images, but I'm gonna come back to it later. I'm gonna add the images together once I have done my sentiments and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep this aside and work on my second background. So for my second background, I am planning to add the color here in the top half of the card. So, and I'm thinking of adding a blue color, just a nice blue sky kind of color. So which color should I use? Should I use Tumbled Glass or should I go for Mermaid Lagoon? Of course, those two colors are really dark. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use both of them. I'm gonna use Mermaid Lagoon at the bottom, and then Tumbled Glass at the top, getting that nice dark and light color going on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use some post-it notes here to mask off my card front. Yeah, I should do that. So I should remember to do that. Heather, I did put the washi tape on the back of my hand, but it didn't seem to work. So yeah, next time I'll remember to put it on my cloth. Maybe the lint from the cloth will help it not stick to my cardstock. So here, okay, just trying to put it straight here. Excuse me. Making sure this is just nice and straight here, that's all. So here, and now I'm going to use Mermaid Lagoon and Tumbled Glass Distress Oxide inks. So I'm going to go ahead with first Mermaid Lagoon and just add some shading, add the ink at the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the Tumbled Glass Distress Oxide ink and just add color. And just blend the colors here. Yes, I do not know. Even I thought when I was not able to find my post-it tape, I thought washi tape will do good. I never use washi tapes to do the masking and everything. I always stick to post-it tapes for this reason. But I thought the washi tape will come out of the cardstock nice, but somehow it didn't. It just stuck to my cardstock very badly, and it did that. You guys all saw that. So yeah, remind me not to ever use washi tape again. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. And I'm thinking to add a little bit of texture to this background by using my distress sprayer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just lightly spray this background. Leave it for a few seconds and then just use my paper towel here, and I'll just go ahead and blot it dry. So yeah. Oh, Janine, thank you so much. I'm sorry your iPad is giving you troubles. It seems this live, all the technical things that's gonna happen, all the errors and everything that's gonna happen is gonna happen on this live, even to the viewers. So yeah, glad you guys are still watching and I'm able to do the live today. So this is how my second background looks. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove my mat and bring these two. I'm just gonna heat both of these with my heat tool so that they're dried enough for some heat embossing. So sorry about the noise. Okay, sorry about the noise. So here, so I am thinking to create these into birthday cards. I use a lot of birthday cards, but of course you can create this into a Valentine's Day card very easily. At least the first one, the with the penguins in the car and the heart balloons, you can totally have this as a Valentine's Day card, but I am planning to create both these into birthday cards. And I like the sentiments and this critters on the go stamp set. You have some really nice sentiments that you can use for any of the occasion, especially the birthday one. So I'm thinking of for the first one, I'm thinking wishing you a really happy birthday with this one. And maybe for this one here, with my penguin on his skateboard, I'm thinking wishing riding by to say happy birthday. Okay, so let's take these out. Wishing you a really happy birthday. So I'm thinking to white emboss the sentiment here. So okay, so wishing you a really happy birthday here. So something like this with the, okay, so let me bring my MISTI tool, my trusty MISTI tool here. Yeah, every time I stamp without my MISTI tool, I make mistakes or I do not get a good stamping impression or whatever. So yeah, I have made sure that whenever I'm doing stamping, I use my MISTI tool because I'm that bad at stamping with my acrylic block. I don't know what I would have done if there was no MISTI tool in the world. I think I would not be crafting, probably. What do you guys do? Are you guys so dependent on your MISTI tool, or you guys are good at using your acrylic blocks? So here I'm just making sure it's nice and straight. You can use one of those grid plastics that the grid mat that comes, the clear transparent grid mats. You can find it at a Simon Says Stamp. I know I have one, but I don't know where it is right now. So yeah, or you can just use the grid here, which looks like it's almost straight. Yeah, I think it's straight. So yeah, hey Ari, thank you so much for stopping by. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use my trusty anti-static powder tool. Just add some of that there so that the embossing powders do not stick where I don't want them to. And I'm gonna use my clear ink. I'm using this ink from Simon Says Stamp. You can use any ink that you have in hand. Any clear ink will do the job. And just gonna go ahead and stamp this quickly. Okay. Just use a little bit more here in the center. somehow I'm not getting the center one properly, so just making sure. Okay, yeah, looks like it's nice there. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and add some white embossing powder on top of it. Yeah, it's a little hot. I'm trying to stay in my portrait camera situation here, so it's a little hard to bring everything in camera, but I'm trying my best here. So anytime I go off frame, please let me know. So yeah, that's there. Yeah, nice and good. Yay. At least this worked nicely. Yeah, so that's there. I'm just gonna go ahead and stamp the other one, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pour the embossing powder and heat both of them together. So for the second one, we're gonna use writing by to say happy birthday. So let's see how that goes. So here, let me go ahead and put back the other stamp sets, other stamps back in place, or they will be lying somewhere else. How many times do you lose your products in craft area and they're just sitting somewhere and you do not know? Like I do that all the time. So here, writing. So I'm thinking to stack these sentiments for this one instead of putting them in one straight line. So maybe something like this, writing by to say happy birthday. So yeah, I think that looks good. I can even stamp this in black if I want to, but I think I want to go with the white hit embossing, so I'll just go ahead and use that. So here is my anti-static powder tool, just adding that, making sure I have nice and good powder going on. And then I'm gonna go ahead and stamp the image, stamp the sentiment in place. That looks nice. Just gonna go ahead and remove the MISTI from here and add some embossing powder. That looks nice. I have a little bit of powder there, but I'm scared if I bring in brush, I might take out from the Y and the P, so I'm just letting it be there because it's very teeny tiny and it doesn't show so much. So I'm just gonna let it be there. Keep my two pieces there, and here bring in my heat gun and just hit this. I'm just hitting it from the back at first and then from the front, and it gets melted pretty fast. That's there. So both of my backgrounds are ready. So all is left is to put the images. I'm thinking to add this with a little bit of foam tape, and we will be done, and put this on a card, and that's it. So let's do that. So I'm gonna use my, oops, sorry about that. I just bumped into my camera. Oops, so sorry. I was just trying to grab my trusted roll here and I bumped into my camera. So there you go. Just adding some quickly here. So once I'm done with the live, I'm gonna go ahead and create a blog post, and all the images and everything will be uploaded by evening today. So you can check the blog post on crescentcreation.com blog. So yeah, if you are interested in all the I have all the products already linked in the description box below, but yes, there will be pictures and everything will be in that blog post. So if you are interested, you can come back and check it out. So that's, so I'm gonna just go ahead and remove the backing here and just making sure this comes here. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of liquid glue probably here. So wait, hold on, let me just first add this, and then just the, yeah, I think I need a little bit of liquid glue there. So I'm just gonna use teeny tiny of the glue. So there you go. Just making sure that it sticks nicely. And this here, yeah, that looks nice. So that's my first card. It's not yet finished, it's just the card front, but we'll come back to it. Here I'm just gonna go ahead and glue my other one. Hey Crystal's Creation, thank you for joining us. And for this one, I'm thinking, since it's this tiny, I'm thinking to add this directly to my card front instead of popping it up with a little bit of foam tape. You can totally do that, but it's gonna take me forever to cut some teeny tiny foam tape. So I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this directly here for my life purposes. Just let me do things a little faster here. And adding this, popping this guy with a little bit of foam tape. And yeah, so that's there. Okay, and now for my card bases. So I have these two white card base all ready. So here for my first card, it's just gonna go and sit here like this. And for my here, the second one, I'm adding this like this. And here I have this, my favorite things, black and white basic 6x6 paper pack. And I am planning to add one of these black and white stripes to the side. So I'm just thinking which one should I go with, just to add some character to this card. Maybe with the finer one. I think I want to go with the finer stripes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and trim a very thin piece of pattern paper here, or almost like what, a 1/4 inch. Yeah, maybe a little bit bigger than the 1/4 inch. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use that. Add a little bit of tape behind this. And just have that here on the edge, just like that. Trim off the excess. And then add this. I'm just gonna go ahead and use the tape again. You can pop this whole panel up too, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use double-sided tape and glue this in place. So for doing this, and here you go. So that is my first card. I'm gonna go ahead and use some white pen and add some highlights. I'm using the Sakura Jelly Roll pen, and the tip is number 10. So you get nice and white, beautiful white highlights here. Adding some to my penguins, to their cheeks. I could have added a little bit of blush to their cheeks too, which I forgot. But if you are recreating the card, you totally can. You totally should. It just adds a little bit of color to the penguins instead of having them just all black and white. Here, a little bit on the tires. Yeah, I think that looks cute. How about you guys? I can add some embellishment too, so we'll see. And for this one, I'm thinking, should I do the same thing or should I just go and directly glue this to my card base? If I glue it directly to the card base, it will look very, very plain. I think I need a little bit of that black and white. I think it just adds a lot of character to the whole card. So maybe I'll just trim this a little bit from the side. So here, just a tiny bit. Instead of trimming off the whole 1/4 inch, I might just go like 1/16 of the inch and get a very thin, very thin, very thin border here. So here is my another one, the black and white stripe that I just cut. Again, using a little bit of tape. So adding that to my card base on this side. Okay, I'm struggling a little bit here, just making sure I have got this nice near the edges. And I'm just gonna go ahead and trim off the excess. And then glue this panel directly to my card base. I will have to trim this off a little bit. I will do that off camera later, before I take the pictures. So here I'm thinking of adding some embellishments to both of these cards. I want to use this black jewels for sure, the Queen of the Nights jewels, and maybe some of these Valentine clay bits. So I'm just gonna quickly bring these into my triangle trays here so that it's easy for me to pick them out. And so once again, these jewels are currently on sale. They are on sale just for today. So they are 30% off on Crescent Creation website. So if you are interested, go ahead and check it out. So maybe not there. Yeah, it's maybe one here. and one more. So I need to keep it even number, sorry, odd number, so that it looks somehow the odd number makes it look better than the even numbers. So I'm just going to go ahead and use these black jewels. They're called Queen of the Nights jewel from Crescent Creation. Just going to add that using, oops, sorry, there are two of them there stuck together. Okay, let me just use another one. Okay. So that's it for this card. I have to add white highlights, but I can do that later. And here for my second card, I'm thinking to just add the hearts for this one and not the black jewels. So there you go. Oops. So that's there. Just finishing up. You can even add some sparkle with your sparkle pens if you want to. Since these are clean and simple cards, these are the ways by adding embellishments, by adding sparkle, you add those extra touch to your cards. So yeah, these are my two cards for today. I'm so sorry for all the glitches and the portrait mode here. I hope I was in frame all the time. It was a little hard, but I think I did it. So let me go ahead and check if you guys have any questions or anything. Right now is the time. You can comment and I will be able to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much, Dawn. Oh, thank you so much, Rosaline. You are so kind. I will definitely be doing more lives. Yes, I would really be. Oh, thank you so much, Crystal. I hope I'm pronouncing all your names correctly. I'm so sorry if I'm not. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you so much. Yes, I will be doing regular lives. So yes, you should go ahead and put this date and the timing. Yes, please. So Wednesday, every Wednesday at 12 noon PST, I will be going live, and I'm also planning to go live on our Instagram account. I have not yet set the dates, but I will let you know. So do follow me on my social media so that you keep getting the regular updates. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys watching me here and staying with me for almost 1.5 hours. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. See you next time then. Bye.